The 49ers offseason activities are done. They're in the rear view. We look ahead to the 2025 campaign coming up here on the Niners Report as I give you my Niners breakout candidates given what happened during mandatory minicamp. I'm not going to talk about rookies because technically they can't break out. So I'm going to talk about players who could have big seasons in 2025 following what happened at minicamp, but also during Niners OTAs. With that, we pop up today's poll question. I want to hear from all of the real ones. Who is your biggest breakout candidate for 2025? Let me know down in the comment section right now. Breakout candidate number 1, second-year wide receiver Jacob Cowing, who arguably had the best offseason and best spring among any player on this Niners roster. Really intriguing player for Kyle Shanahan and San Francisco. He's a speedster, 4.4 speed coming out of Arizona. He went to UTEP, then to Arizona, and he was one of the most productive players in that draft class 2 years ago, which is why the Niners took him partially in the 4th round. 316 catches for nearly 4,500 yards in college. In the 2024 preseason, we saw him display a lot of potential. A long ball from Josh Dobbs being utilized as a gadget guy. I think that he can grow upon that going into his sophomore campaign. Throughout OTAs and minicamp, he was making a lot of plays, and I like how he can line up everywhere, the versatility to his game. He's added some muscle, added some bulk and size. He needed to do that because last year he didn't really look like an NFL player, a little bit too petite. Another thing, too, he's done a better job of getting in and out of his breaks in a seamless way. Breakout candidate number 2. I know he didn't do anything during OTAs and minicamp, but I think if Ricky Pearsall can stay healthy, he can have a really big season in 2025. And this would be 2 Niners draft picks from last year's class breaking out. And this youth movement, very important for San Francisco. And why I think Pearsall can break out. Going to have a bigger role. Due to the Brandon Ayuk injury, he came on at the end of last year. Slick route runner with really good hands. His season last year was impacted by a gunshot wound, and him and Purdy do have a really good connection. They trained all throughout the offseason. Breakout candidate numero tres is Isaac Guerendo, another member of that 2024 class. And what you want to see if you're the Niners, San Francisco hitting on all these picks. They needed to do that in 2024. I like the makings of how that draft class is shaping out to be. They needed to hit on this 2025 draft. I like this class too, and obviously that'll be determined by how the rookies play at the NFL level. But for Guerendo, size, speed, physicality, home run ability, he is currently RB2 behind Christian McCaffrey. And going into 2025, Christian McCaffrey's healthy is a big concern. He's missed 10 or more games in 3 of the last 5 years. Has McCaffrey. When on the field, he's been one of the best, most elusive, explosive, dynamic players in the National Football League. But there is a big injury history there, and so Isaac Guerendo could be thrust into a larger role because of that. I also think the Niners need to manage McCaffrey's workload a little bit better. Athleticism, that is what Guerendo has. A 9.98 on the relative athletic score coming out of Louisville, as some of you might say, in the pre-draft process. And at 220 pounds, 4.33 speed. He certainly has some giddy-up and velocity to how he moves. I also really like the physicality in which he runs with. Now, he only had 1 career college start, and so we saw last year a little bit raw, right? And that 1 college start came in his final collegiate game. As the game slows down, as he becomes a little bit more experienced, as he gets more carries, I think that Guerendo can have a big year too. And a lot of the talk out of Santa Clara, this coaching staff is very impressed by him. He's one of the most improved players year over year. Our friends at Fanatics are hooking the faithful up with a phenomenal deal. Do you love the Niners? Check. Do you want to support the Niners? Check. Do you want some Niners gear? Third check. Well, this Niners shirt from Nike on the Fanatics site is on sale. Limited time only, though. So get them while they're hot. They were $40, now on sale for just $28. All you have to do, it's very simple. Use our link down below. chatsports.com/sfshirt. You use that link to your advantage. It'll take you to Fanatics, and Fanatics will know that we sent you. Dee Winters is breakout candidate number 4. Like Jacob Cowing, like Isaac Guerendo, a young player who had one of the best off seasons for San Francisco. And there is a foundation to build off of with Winters. Last year, his coverage grade, 80. That was 6th among 189 off-ball linebackers. Now, it only came on 180 coverage snaps, but when he was in coverage, he looked good and he looked comfortable. Robert Saleh raved about him with how he looked at OTAs and how he looked at mandatory minicamp. The arrow is pointing up for him. He has a great opportunity to seize a starting linebacking spot alongside Fred Warner. He plays the game the right way. He plays the game with reckless abandon. Plays the game like you shot out of a cannon. Plays the game like an absolute bulldog. He needs to harness that because linebacker is such an instinctual position that you play upon feel. And sometimes because of that aggressiveness, he's always looking to make the big play. Always make the big hit. So sometimes that can take him out of plays. But if he can kind of slow that down a little bit, because sometimes things are just clicking too fast in his mind, my goodness, the potential is there for the former TCU product. And then breakout candidate number 5, Dominick Puni. Pro Football Focus ranked him as the 10th best guard in football going into 2025. That's including left guards and right guards. That is high praise. So Dominick Puni is rising very fast. And I think that he can go from having a very sound rookie year to being a Pro Bowl, all-pro level player in 2025. His overall Pro Football Focus grade of 80.5 ranked 11th among 136 guards last year. So he was one of the best rookie offensive linemen, not just guards last year, from that draft class. His pass blocking grade, 68.9. He can get better there, but he didn't play right guard in college. He played right guard at the NFL level, and he had a seamless transition. His run blocking grade, this is where his athleticism really helps him. This is where his experience playing offensive tackle in college benefited him. 81.5 there. That was 9th. 0 quarterback hits allowed. Number 1 among guards at the position. He did give up 35 pressures, 126th. That's a difficult one to gauge with Kyle Shanahan's system because they don't have a lot of protection answers, and sometimes it makes those pressure numbers look a little bit worse. There weren't a lot of times in which you watch Dominick Puni and you're like, man, he's getting beat a lot. Other breakout candidates here. Jair Brown. I liked how he played as a rookie. He was very spotty in year 2. I think that with better coaching, he can really elevate. Renardo Green was really good last year. He was top 10 in pass breakups. He was top 20 in passes defended in only 7 starts. He got picked on a little bit throughout the spring, but I think the talent is there for him to really, really emerge in year 2. Deommodore Lenoir. Yes, he's only given up 1 touchdown the last 3 years in coverage, and last year he played at a Pro Bowl, All-Pro level. This year, though, I think that he can be named a Pro Bowler or an All-Pro. Too many casuals sleep on him. And then Jawan Jennings. 975 yards last year. Technically, that was his breakout year. How about he goes over 1,000 this year? Then he gets a bag. And to people outside of the Bay Area, outside of this Niners fan base, they realize who Jawan Jennings is and how good and quality of a player he is. Be sure to hit that subscribe button here on the Niners Report for daily and year-round coverage of the San Francisco 49ers. I'm Chase Sr. Thanks for rocking with us.